All right, welcome back to the Man Cave. I'm your host, Black Irish. Before I get started, I like to say thank you to everyone who tunes in, who has been donating. I appreciate you guys very much. I've been having some problems with the video, the show, the people who've been subscribing and donating. I'm gonna get that worked out for you. But I'm glad, I'm thankful to everyone that has tuned in, like, share, subscribe, pass the message on all platforms. You guys are great. The only reason why I look and sound the way I do is I don't like politics. I hate politics. I think it just makes people crazy. The reason why I'm talking about this is because of how this hits close to home for me. I can't stand this type of division while people are blind, not realizing it's division. I'm pretty sure many people have seen this, and there's a rebuttal from a few women and some simps that come out here that just don't seem to understand how things work, how politics work. Maybe they all came off the same boat. IQs dropped while I was away. I don't know. But Obama made a message that didn't really work as well as he hoped it would. And a whole bunch of stuff happened in between. I'm late to the game, but I wanted to take some time to do this because I was just like, I was not the happiest person seeing this and seeing how people have very short-term memories. But let's get it started.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
Ask why.
Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
Of course. It's always the brothers.
And say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you.
What college did she go to, huh? She's an elite. She's an Ivy League. She's up there. She's wearing a $1,200 suit. I love saying that, but it's true. What do you mean, like us? Why is it that once they get up in the office, they're like, oh yeah, we're still down for the cause. Please.
Understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences.
Mind you, she was a district attorney and sent many men like myself to prison and even held evidence to keep them in prison. And this was all documented. But of course, it's politics.
Who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities.
That's a lie.
Housing, to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine.
That's a lie.
And making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act. So everybody's got health care and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out? But, you know, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it.
Imagine having second thoughts about what you're voting for, and it's called excuses because you're not on the game plan.
Makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now.
You're always going to speak to men.
Makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
See? Emasculating, shame, guilt, and still need to be right. This is politics 101. I have not heard one person talk about the fact that she's a woman. They go back to her track record. But we make it about this male versus female because she's a woman and, you know, every man is a misogynist.
And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to
Wow.
in your house, in your family,
So not a professional setting, in a barbershop where the only place that black people have a good conversation is in the barbershop. Like, yo.
church, who is coming with
Church.
that kind of attitude,
Another place.
I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time.
When? What was this? Why do we always say this? Wait. Hold a second.
When we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you?
What do you think the other side has done? What have they done for these people? Nothing. They've done nothing. I can't even listen to this because I got one more video I want to race through because I don't want to keep you guys. What have they done? What literally? I'm not trying to cake for Republicans in any way, shape, or form because I think both sides are horrendous. They stand idly by and let bad things happen and then pretend, and all they do is blame the other side. But this is ridiculous. Okay, so what? They want to vote somewhere else. Why is that a problem? Why does that bother you? Because I'm not in the game plan. And I'm going to show the next video and explain why they vote the way they do.
Kamala gave you niggas the best proposal I've ever heard in my motherfucking life. And when I mean niggas, I literally mean black men, African American men. Like I'm kind of jealous. Now you gonna hold you, cause if she would have did that for black women, I would have went on ahead and start putting out my notes and lists exactly what the fuck I was going to have, how I was going to apply. Every fucking start date when that shit would have dropped, just so I can be first in line to apply to every single loan, every single down payment that she put out for a motherfucker. You niggas saw what she said, spat in her face and said, "Bitch, fuck you. We don't want that shit. We just want you to get rid of child support." That's literally.
So let's have a quick understanding. The whole thing about there's some videos of some people, a few people talking about getting child support forgiveness, which is hilarious because the same group of people on the opposite end of the sex were asking for student loan forgiveness and college tuition forgiveness, which is hilarious because you didn't laugh at that, but for some reason you laugh at the child support. But I digress. You made a choice to go to school. Now you're too lazy to pay your bills. The problem I have is, first, you're vulgar. Two, what you didn't do, which is no shock to me, is that you didn't read the fine print. First of all, she came up with that proposal 3 weeks from election. It's as if men have just started talking about their problems. That's number one. Number two, they also talks about helping black men and black women. But there's another part to that where it says other. Guess who you don't see getting other? Other groups of people. When it's going to Spanish people, it goes to Spanish people. No other. When it goes to Asian people, it goes to Asian people. No other. I've yet to see it where blacks get something and there's no other attached to it. You know why? Because they don't want to give it directly to you. To make people happy, you have to add someone else to it. Other is everyone else. But of course, you're like, oh, I'm going to do all this, that, and the third. Okay.
I just cannot believe. And this is why I fucking say I am tired. I am tired of black women, actual smart, intelligent, strong, independent black women falling to their knees to make things more comfortable and more suitable for the most ignorant, bow-legged, knock-needed motherfuckers in our community. Stop.
Not needed, bow-legged men, but you complain that they don't jump on the bandwagon.
Appeasing to these niggas. Everything that is coming out their motherfucking mouth should have soap dumped down their throat because nothing makes fucking
says the woman who's using vulgarity on TikTok.
These niggas don't give a fuck what Kamala do. These niggas don't give a fuck what she come out and say because they hate black women. They hate the fact that a black woman skipped them to get where the fuck she at. They hate it. They hate it.
What did he say? What is she talking about? Skip who? They put her there. She wasn't voted there. She was placed there because of how badly Biden was doing. No one voted her in to get to run for president. They placed her there because of how poorly Biden was doing. What are you talking about? These people, including people like Amazing Lucas, who was not that long ago on the bandwagon for Republicans, and now all of a sudden he's like total, for the cause of the Democratic Party. It's just so stupid. Whatever. Anyway, she was put there because they didn't have a choice. No one voted her in, honey. She skipped the line because there was no one else they could put, and they knew it was the easiest way to get you to suck her into getting a vote.
They hate it. They hate. Knowing for a fact that black women are behind a lot of things that basically benefits the black man. They hate it. But yet, they refuse to get off their fucking ass and educate themselves because no fucking way. No way that you think for a fucking second that a black woman is going to literally strip away child support. Something that holds your motherfucking ass responsible for laying down, doing the deed, and creating said child. And you want that black woman to go in fucking office and strip away the only responsibility that keeps your ass in that child's life.
This is why not everyone deserves a mic. So that we have a clear understanding, maybe there's a few men that are doing this, but the majority of men know her history. That's the reason why they won't do it. Two, the biggest one, which I'm just going to leave it at that before I sign off, your vulgarity. You are talking down to these men while trying to say that they should be voting for Kamala Harris. Why would I vote for her when women like you will crap on me for voting and thinking with my own mind? You want these men to lead, but when these men want to make a path to lead for themselves, you have a problem with it. You come up and find every way, shape, or form to insult these men and then complain later that they made decisions on their own. That is why they're going their own way, because you're not listening to them. You don't care about them. You talk down to them like they're children. They're tired. They've since the late 70s, you have been groomed to hate these men. You've been groomed to turn against these men. You've been groomed to try to outshine these men. The 90s, I can tell you, they were pushing you to get better jobs and education so you could feel better and not need these men. And now, 2024, all these women are doing the same thing. It doesn't mean you can't get an education and a job and be secure just in case something bad happens. But they promoted it that you can do better than them. That's why you have these panda bears doing that. They tested it on you. It worked out perfectly. And now here we go. Everyone's doing it. The problem is that you think that shaming is going to work, and it's not. You can get as many simps as you can. They're not voting that way anymore. They vote because they want some change. You vote because you want things to stay the same. While everyone likes to say, oh, he's this and that, and I don't care about that part at the moment. What's the part I have a problem with is that while you're sitting up here and saying he's racist and he does this, he doesn't want that, what are Democrats doing for you? Huh? Decades of voting blue no matter who, what are you getting out of it? Nothing. You ask somebody that, they don't know how to answer. But they sure as heck will come up with every excuse why you shouldn't vote for him, but not for her. She has proven that she didn't care for 3+ years. Waits till 3 weeks after the Obama video came out, when they realized he dug a deep hole that he can't get himself out. So they came up with this plan that was supposed to benefit them. The reason why men aren't signing up on it, because they know the okie doke. They know that all they're going to do is say, we'll do this, but then when it comes up, like any other deal that most politicians say, well, we tried, but we did a research and it didn't work out. You idiots are still falling for it because you don't care. You need men. I'm sorry to say it. You need men to guide you because you follow with your heart and not with your head. The heart pumps blood. The head makes the decisions. And that's where the problem is that you all have. You don't use the common sense to think before you start making these decisions. She's already in office. And for all the people saying, well, she's not the president. She's vice president. Isn't she in the office? How come I've never heard not one conversation about telling her to Biden, well, we should do this for black people. I've never heard her once say that. But for some reason, we now are going to wait after she's already in office to go to be president to do something for her to tell us, nah, I couldn't do anything. The funny part, the scariest part about the whole thing is, it's not even funny. This has happened multiple times. And you are still shocked or pretending to be shocked when at the end, when she finally gets in or Democrats get in, they tell you no.